The population of the UK is now getting seriously out of control, and it is the fault of both Labour and Conservative governments who are guilty of betraying the country. Inviting the world here or allowing invitations to be handed out without first consulting the people was and is an act of high treason. Here's some facts. As of now, the UK population is over 67.5 million and growing fast. We are now the third or fourth most populated proper country in Europe, but we certainly don't have the third or fourth largest landmass. Far from it, we are down in 11th. France is over double the size of the UK, yet its population is roughly the same size, give or take a million or two. Spain is also over double the size of the UK, but has a population 20 million fewer. We are now the third most densely populated country in Europe, and all this is down to the fact we are hell-bent on importing the entire world into our tiny little nature-depleted island. Over 500,000 people came here in 2022 alone. That is a city way bigger than Miami imported in 1 year, bigger by tens of thousands of people. It's absolutely suicidal and a guaranteed way to destroy the country. It now makes no difference whether it is the Conservatives or Labour in power, we still get people coming here in unsustainable numbers. Numbers so high they can't be anything other than a net negative. Of course, sensible immigration is absolutely fine and even necessary. But now the numbers are so high, it's putting immense pressure on our infrastructure. Housing, the National Health Service, roads and school places are all massively affected. How can they not be with those kind of numbers? And the more overcrowded we become, the more the quality of life for those already here is diminished. We're becoming a nation of sardines. Yet it seems this is an elephant in the room. I watched Question Time a few weeks back where they spent the best part of 30 minutes debating the crisis in the NHS. Yet not once did anyone mention mass immigration. They talked of an increase in population as if it was something that was all positive that we should accept and celebrate. Well, it's increasing all right. That's one way to put it. Every time I go out, I see green spaces being paved over to make way for more unaffordable, ugly housing. Ghastly apartment blocks sprouting up like weeds in every city centre in the land. I remember watching a debate show in which an African immigrant said, "All I see in this country is green fields. There's loads of spaces to house everyone wanting to come here. I don't see a problem. Get building." I remember getting very angry at the time. The absolute cheek of it, I thought. He's basically saying our green and pleasant land is nothing but spare land that should be paved over to make way for everyone coming here. Unfortunately, that is exactly what is happening. We are being turned into an overpopulated third world slum. If the people here want a sparsely populated island with lots of green spaces, then that's their right. I grew up with the countryside. It forms part of my English identity. It's unimaginable that we'd lose it. And that's all before we get onto all the negative cultural and social changes. It is a fantasy to suggest everyone comes here and becomes British overnight and has the same affection for all things British as we do. They bring with them their own customs and laws. The more people that come, the more irreversibly it changes our country. How long before the quintessentially English landscapes like this, that have been around for centuries, landscapes that make England what it is, become less and less until eventually we have as many, if not more, landscapes like this or this. Some will say, so what? But that is a very anti-English idea. A bit of this here and there is fine, but the minute they start to become the dominant landscape, then it is a problem. How on earth can England be England if there is more Eastern European shops than newsagents, or more mosques than churches? I fear it is already too late, as the country has been handed over to the world already. The countryside is all that is left, and soon that will go the same way as the cities, and those responsible will never have to answer for what they have done.